Okay, now here's a big one. It's time for some new tires. These are the tires that came with my truck when I bought it. Used, of course. And I've had it for about a year. Actually a couple months over a year. And you can see these are Cooper STT Pros. And these are mud terrain tires. Now with previous 4x4s I've always had all-terrain tires, and I've liked those. I've never kind of had the, I guess, courage to go up and buy mud terrains, and that's what these came with. So you can see that after over a year of driving, and these of course had lots of mileage on them when I got them, they're just about done. Pretty bare right here. So it's time for some new tires. And I thought with the all the things I was dealing with the mud tires, road noise, handling and all that, I thought I would go back to my usual all-terrain and look for something that would be a good replacement for these. So let's see what we can do here. Now this is what I ordered from Walmart.com, and because it wasn't really right through Walmart, they delivered straight to my house, and I'll have to take them to Walmart to get them installed. But these are Kumhos. So there's the Kumho down there, and these are Road Venture AT51s. So this is what I'm looking at here, and I'm going to try out. And I did it for cost. That was one issue, but also some other considerations. I first thought I would go up in size, one more size here on these tires, and you can see these are 265/70 R17s. So I thought about doing 285/70 R17s, which would give me 20 more centimeters of width, and then that much relative more height. So I thought about going up one more size here, but I ended up getting these, which are the same size. So here we go. Here's my 265/70 R17s. Now here's the big thing with this. These are actually a passenger, or a P size. You can see that right here. There's the P 265, and as we might expect, over here is the LT, or light truck 265. So these are passenger tires, not light truck tires. Why would I go with these? Well, there are a few reasons, and you might find some internet discussions back and forth. A common thing to say is you can get these to put on your Camry, but any light truck should have an LT tire. Well, that's not necessarily true. LT tires like this, of course, are designed for light trucks, but mainly also for bigger trucks like half-ton and quarter-ton trucks. Passenger tires are actually designed for cars, minivans, and true light trucks like smaller SUVs, and of course the smaller Toyota Tacoma. You don't actually need to have an LT tire for this truck. A passenger tire is well within the ratings for a Tacoma. Since a Tacoma really is a light truck, if you look here at the GVWR, it gives that as 5,450 pounds. So that's a rating. This really is not a big heavy-duty pickup truck. Now for these Kumho Road Ventures, the passenger version is rated at 2,535 pounds per tire. Multiply that by 4, you get 10,140. So that is well over any type of weight that you're going to have with your Tacoma loaded up. By comparison, the same tire that's a Kumho, that's a light truck tire, is rated for 3,297 pounds per tire, or 13,188 pounds with all four of them. So this is certainly going to carry more than you'll ever be able to in your Tacoma, and it has a higher speed rating, which might translate to some better speed and handling on road. And of course, as big and beefy and cool looking tires as we all want for our trucks, the best thing really is we're going to be doing this on road most of the time, so a good on-road handling tire is good. I can tell you that most light truck tires don't come with an actual mileage warranty. Passenger tires do. So this one has a 55,000 mile warranty. We'll see how that works out there. But the same tire that's a light truck version would not have that same warranty. So another reason to think about a passenger tire as opposed to a light truck tire. Now this is the first time I've had a passenger tire on any 4x4 that I've had. And I've had Nissan Pathfinder, Toyota 4Runner, and now my Tacoma. So that's the idea here, is to see what this passenger tire, not a light truck tire, will be like. Now here's a comparison of the unmounted Kumhos next to these Coopers here. So, you know, even tires of the exact same size, stated size, can be a little different. These look a little taller, at least unmounted. So we'll see how that goes. I certainly don't want to lose any ground clearance, and if I gain a little bit, you know, that'll be fine as well. So you can see the comparison there of the treads, and again, width and height by the numbers are all the same, but they might end up being a little bit taller. Of course, the Coopers have been worn away for years, but we'll see how it looks when they're all mounted and on there. Now for one last drive here with these Cooper mud terrains. I'm not sure how much you can hear. There's a decent amount of road noise, and over the year I've gotten used to it. But I guess you can hear that there. At least maybe you can. Now the Tacoma is a fine driving truck. Of course, a lot of that has to do with the tires. So this is going to be the first big change. We'll see how that works. But it's, you know, the handling is fine, the driving is fine. I love my Tacoma. My one complaint about it is the gas mileage. Even with the 6-speed manual transmission, I really am lucky to get 16 miles to the gallon. And I usually get a little bit under that. So oddly enough, I can get better gas mileage if I'm driving lower speeds like 45, 50 along little roads like this and slowing down and stopping than I can if I'm on the freeway doing 60, 65 plus in 6th gear. So anyway, a little strange. I'm doing about 50 right now, between 45 and 50, and maybe you can hear that noise. So one thing we're going to look at with the new passenger tires is does it help handling and what just driving feels like differently, and also does it help with road noise and gas mileage. So you know, as cool as these mud terrain tires are, you know, for realistically 90% or more of all our driving is on the paved roads like this. You know, what do we look for in a tire? So here's my before sequence right here. Well, there they are, brand new tires, just installed all around, even the spare, the Kumho Road Venture. So now, the thing to do is to test them out, see how they work on the road and off the road. So these are all-terrain tires, which of course I would always recommend. Don't want to do highway terrain tires for your Tacoma. But let's see how these do, and see if they're worth it. Here's a close-up look here in the wheel well. They're not as beefy as tires I've had in the past, but they're not bad. So again, we'll see how it works, judge them for performance over looks. Okay, with the new tires, zipping down the road, doing about 50 miles an hour. I'm not sure how much noise the camera here is catching. It certainly sounds quieter than before, and the ride feels smoother, so I guess less like a rough, big, bumpy truck. Overall, I'd say the driving and the handling is quite a bit better on the road. So there's an improvement there. I'll try the freeway and see how that feels. Here I am doing freeway speeds, just about 70, and I'm really not hearing any road noise or tire noise. I'm not sure what you're hearing from the sound here, but a lot of wind noise. It's a windy day, and that's probably contributing to it. Oh, there's some more. So lots of gusts here. But as far as with the road, tires contacting the road, that's feels pretty smooth and sounds pretty quiet compared to before. So that's certainly a good thing. But here's the really important test. How do they do off-road? So I've come to one of my usual spots here just to try them out and see how we do when the pavement ends. So it was a little bumpy there, crossing the little creek. Of course, I'm in four-wheel drive, just 4 high at the moment, and just seeing how they respond here to the road or the trail. Feeling pretty secure, pretty stable. There's no slipping or spinning. Feels good. Of course, this is just a little fire road. This is no big deal. But I want to see how they do. If they're feeling good. In parts like this. And so we've got some a little harder terrain here as we go up. Bumping along. So I'm just in first gear in 4 high. But going along at a good pace. Again, nice and stable. There's no slipping. It feels pretty secure. And just kind of cross over here. There we go. Straddle that little ditch there. And anyway, just as an initial observation here off the road, I would say they're really good. Really good and feel nice and secure. And now I'm coming to this place. Whoa. Whatever this place is. But there's the trail led up here. Again, kind of rough. You're probably not making that if you're not doing 4-wheel drive or something. But it feels good off the road. So I'd say so far, good for both on the pavement and off. So we'll just head back down. Again, I'm just coasting. It's steep enough to where I can just stay in first gear and just use the brake and just slowly coast down. What I'm looking for is, do I feel like the tires are gripping and give me some good solid traction here, so I'm not spinning or sliding. Gotta straddle this little ditch here. There we go. But yeah, definitely feeling good. Now I've got no traction aids happening here. I don't actually have the rear locker, sadly enough. I do have the sort of LSD traction control built in, that rear differential that'll kick on sometimes. But this, I'm not doing any sliding or slipping, so not really having any problems here. Okay, and then back to this softer dirt part. Anyway, good experience off the road. No complaints so far. And here I am at my destination. So this wasn't anything extreme, just some gravel and dirt roads. a little bit of bumpiness and some steep areas. So nothing too crazy, but just an initial test of the wheels. And if we take a look at them, they look like they're holding up here. You can see the tread pattern and see how it reacts after its first contact with the dirt. So the voids are looking pretty clean. There's a tiny little piece of gravel or something stuck right here. Pull that out. Yeah, there's really not much to get stuck in there except for the gravel. No thick mud or anything today. But they're working well. Definitely good off-road, at least for some minor things. I'll take it on some more heavy-duty trails some later point, but initially, definitely holding up and looking like they're a good purchase. Well, here they are, after a little bit of driving, just a preliminary test, and trying to check my gas mileage. It looks like I'm getting about 1 mile per gallon, a little bit over that, better with these tires. And that's highway driving and city driving. So definitely an improvement there. Now as far as size goes, because of my 17-inch wheels, these are 265/70 R17s. And as far as going up a size, which I'd originally thought about doing, the next common size to go up would be 285/70 R17. Now I thought about that, but because of what you see right here, looks like some rubbing on my lower A arms, I was concerned about going from 265 width to 285 width. So I didn't end up doing that. I'm concerned if I go any wider with the tire, I'll have more problems here, so I'm not sure there. But even with this size, I don't have any problems during general driving. Now as far as other sizes, for a 17-inch wheel, it's a little bit limited. There's a 255/75 R17, and that will give a little bit more height, maybe half an inch or so, but be a little bit narrower. And narrower tires are supposed to be a bit better on gas mileage. But anyway, I've kept with this same size for now. It seems to be working. Now as far as real world sizes go, if you look at this particular tire size on TireSize.com or any website like that, you'll see that it's supposed to be 31.6 inches tall. So that means this size of tire, 265/70 R17, is about a 32-inch tire. Now when I measure this tire, actually mounted on here, what I'm actually getting is a little bit over 30 inches actual height on it. So that's a bit disappointing, but it really is the same size, or perhaps even a bit more than what the previous mud terrain tires were. So anyway, I'll see what I can do about getting more vertical tire size without adding to the width. But so far, preliminary tests on road and off the road, these Kumhos are performing quite well. So I recommend them.